What's up? I'm Devin, and you're watching Doctored Garage. So this weekend, I was gonna try and get my engine bay painted and my engine back in, but as you can see, that's not done yet. It's really cold. So by really cold, I mean it's like 50 to 60 degrees, and the paint I have won't cure properly until 70 to 80 degrees. So I gotta wait for it to warm up. In the meantime, I guess I'll talk about another beams swap thing. So I've talked about subframe spacers, I've talked about cooling system issues, and now let's talk about exhausts. So this is the stock exhaust manifold. Most swaps come with this and then nothing below it. And that's exactly how mine came. So I had one of my fabricator buddies make me an exhaust. And it was really beautiful and TIG welded. This is probably one of the more expensive single parts for the swap. And here's why. Of course, I don't have my subframe in, so it's a little difficult to tell. But with where the engine sits, the exhaust is pointed directly at the steering intermediate shaft and column here. So what ends up happening is if you tried to use like an IS300 or an IS300 exhaust, because it pretty much bolts on the same place here or uses the same flange, it won't fit. It'll hit the steering shaft, and that's the problem. So when you do a beam swap, you have to have kind of this part made. And while there are motor mounts or engine mount kits and transmission mounts and all the other things to get the beams in your car, one of the things that there isn't like an off-the-shelf part for is the exhaust. And the reason for that is because different mounts position the engine differently, forward, back, up, down, whatever. And so there isn't a one-size-fits-all exhaust system for it, or this exhaust swap, whatever. And so you have to get it custom made based on where your engine sits. And the other thing too is that if you have your steering rack relocated forward for steering angle so you don't over center if you're a drift car, then you've got even more problems. So I had my buddy make this for me, and I'm just gonna show you like this. This is how it's made to clear the steering column, the steering intermediate shaft that goes right through here. And mine was made from before I relocated my steering rack, and then I relocated my steering rack forward, and then I had to do some modifications to it. So I actually originally hammered that. I had this beautiful looking exhaust, and then it didn't fit. So then I hammered it so it would fit, and then I cracked it a bunch of times, so I kept re-welding it. And then I just took this to my buddy, Unknown Destiny Fabrication, and had him do this for me. I can weld a lot of stuff, but welding on stainless exhaust is something I'm not very good at, so I had him do that bit for me, so that way it's going to stop cracking. But yeah, don't look too closely at it because it looks pretty sad that I had to do that. But you can see that way it clears the steering shaft. So yeah, there's another beam swap thing for you. The exhaust routing. Also, you don't have issues like this on right-hand drive cars, only on left-hand drive cars. Right-hand drive cars end up having intake to brake booster clearance issues. So yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Doctored Garage. Thanks.